First match that I saw at Thrum Hall, I think, was in 1952. I was a boy coming up to the ground for the first time. I remember it was Leeds. I don't remember whether I thought that Lee were a good side or a bad side, and I can't even remember what the result of the game was.
The first match, so about 1937. What the first game was, I can't say. I think I probably came to matches without realising it. I came with my father on my bike, and I just can't remember those games. The first one when I came on my own as an actual spectator was in 1963. We were playing against Featherstone. We lost that game, but I enjoyed the atmosphere, I enjoyed the spectacle, and just carried on coming ever since.
My first match here, I think, was I jumped off a plane from Australia on a Wednesday night and played a second team match on a Thursday night in front of about 400 people. And so it was a bit of a culture shock.
The first match was against Huddersfield, actually, a pre-season friendly. So the first major game I played was against Featherstone, one of my old teams, and we got us out of the front.
The first match was against Oldham. I think it was the fourth match that I ever played. It was a friendly against Warrington. Sticks in my mind because I got injured in the first half and I'd come off, so I wasn't very happy welcome at them all.
I remember our first match, I think it was Featherstone at all, and we got thrashed. I had a nightmare, so scared, and I can remember coming off and the directors there with the head in their hand thinking, you know, what have we done?
Thrum Hall is quite an unusual name for a ground, and I think people who come from outside may wonder what they're coming to when they come to Thrum Hall. They might think it's some great place like Pigeon Hall. But Hall is actually a local word meaning farmstead. We've got Spring Hall and Sand Hall in the area, and Thrum Hall is just in that. It was a farm. We bought it in 1886 and converted it into a rugby ground and a cricket ground, and then here a bowling green was added later. And the thrum part of it, I believe a thrum is a thread from the old woolen industry, and nothing to do with us, of course, because whoever owned the farm gave it that name before we came, but that's how Thrum Hall came into being. The ground itself is a unique sort of a ground. There's not much point having a home ground, is there, unless it's a little bit unique, to give you some home advantage. Thrum Hall is unique because it has this slope on it. Nearly all of Halifax slopes, so it was difficult to find somewhere that doesn't slope, but Halifax does, and the team over the years have been able to exploit that slope and use it to their advantage. Well, we've been here for nearly 112 years now. The first match was played right back in 1886 when Halifax played Hull. We were a rugby union club in those days because the league didn't start until 1895. So 112 years of great successes and great matches.
I think it is a unique ground within the Rugby League. In Victorian times, grounds were very compact, and the spectators virtually lined the touchlines. They're a little further back from that now, but it is a unique atmosphere created by the nearness of the supporters to the playing action, which makes it extremely exciting to be stood there on the touchlines and witnessing the battle taking place no more than 5 metres in front of you. I think we have probably been considering the move seriously over the last 2 years. 2 years ago, we had an aborted attempt to redevelop Thrum Hall here on this site, but at the end of the day, that was not practical. It was not possible to get national lottery funding for a development here, which meant a lot of community facilities being built into the new stadium. So at the end, we decided that that was never going to be, and we started to look around for an alternative venue for the club. The final decision as to whether we should move or whether we should strive to continue here for as long as possible was really taken when the council made the club aware that it was prepared to lease the Shea Stadium to the 2 premier sports clubs in the town. It was a tough decision, I must say, but one that the club had been considering for some time. we had very much in mind the lack of facilities for supporters here, and we also had very much in mind the rugby league requirements for training of the future. It is the close of an era and bringing to the end 103 years of professional rugby league in Halifax at this famous old ground. We have decided to play one final game at Thrum Hall, partly as a fundraising event for funding our part of the development down at the Shay, but also to give the supporters, both old and new, a chance to pay the last respect to Thrum Hall here. And we've organised a game against Leeds Rhinos, which will take place on Sunday, March 22nd. This is the final game to be played out here, and it will be an emotional occasion. We have a lot of supporters who have been coming here for 50 or 60 years, and maybe some of them in fact don't come here on a regular basis, but we're fully expecting that anybody who has rugby league in their blood and has come over the years at some time to Thrum Hall will like to come here and see one last game played.
The last night at Thrum Hall, I suppose it's got to be a feeling of sadness, really. I like Thrum Hall. People say that it's dilapidated and outdated. I don't agree with that. I think it's a lovely ground. Thrum Hall's a great place to be.
I like the atmosphere. I know it's probably not the best ground, but the atmosphere, the fact that you're so close to the players, it's very intimidating, I think, for the opposing side, but yeah, the atmosphere and the fans, I think Halifax fans are the best.
That's actually ground in the league better than this. It's so close to the field. That's all right. It's top.
the change zones, we noticed we've got new kids, we've got all long sleeve shirts. I think most of the lads, they all, obviously play with a long sleeve shirt, especially after the video. Most of them just chop the sleeves off. But apart from that, I think we just treated it like a normal game, really. It's just like a league match. So.
That's why shouldn't be just fucking running by himself. They don't shoot on all the collective excuse. You don't run through something like this. Have you ready to do an honest ball, run when they pop it. Everyone's got to be switched on all the time.
A pre-season friendly, and obviously with the way the game went, we probably started with our big guns on the bench. We prepared as if we were playing in a friendly, and as it proved when we started playing, there was no friendly at all. We were 16-2 down in the first 20 minutes, and when we quickly realised that after about 20 minutes and got back on top.
The last kind of Thrum always played in the back of our minds, and when we were 16-2 down, we heard the crowd saying this is our last game, so we decided to, actually start playing.
It's a great place, I think, especially the scratching shed there. It's great atmosphere behind them posts. When you score at that end, it's a brilliant atmosphere. All the crowd cheering. It's brilliant there. I don't really think I'll go long enough to really miss anything except for the scratching shed, obviously the crowd that gets in there and the support that we get.
Hubert Lockwood first was during the 1930s. He thanked us in January 1934. So he's one of the oldest surviving players, and he'll be 89 years old now. But what a fantastic guy he is! Still regularly coming to games. Still looks as fit as a fiddle. Whether he is or not, I don't know. But he looks really great. But he's made a great contribution to the village.
We had a very, very good time. I would think that it would be the best Halifax side. I don't know, people might not agree. But we had a very, very good side in those days.
We had a great side from the next captain, if you remember. I can't remember what year it was, 56. We had a great team spirit, we had a great coach, Albert Thrum, and enthusiasm for rugby was unbounded. We had a chance. I joined just before Tony, and we were sort of the apprentices to a great small side. We go from the championship and we won the Yorkshire Cup, and God knows what else, the superb team. And we took over, and like Tony said, we had a few lean years. But we came good in the end. I think the team spirit then, I've never known anywhere where the team spirit has been good. There's always been a good team spirit somehow, but that particular 2 or 3 seasons was just everything. You didn't mind if you were subbing, you let somebody else sub. It was just, everything about it was just, it was good to pick, good to play. And all of that, we got paid for it.
1965, Halifax had just won the championship. So that's one of the reasons I came to Thrum. Because we just won the championship. And after that, couple of winning seasons. And then the Thrum just started coming good again in 1972. We reached the jump player final, which was the first final of the jump player, and looking up to beat Wakefield at Oxford Stadium. The third year going to the semi-final of the Challenge Cup, which I thought we were destined to get to Wembley, but unfortunately enough we didn't make it. So that's why we're here, because it is the last match, and have great fond memories after 7 years. Spending 7 years at Thrum, I'll have great memories, so it's a pleasure to come back. And it's a sad occasion really, but it's lovely to come back and see some of the old players, and hopefully we'll have a good day.
Generally speaking, I had a very, very happy time. I always put it down as one of the happiest times I ever had in the game of rugby.
Performance-wise, I don't think we had any outstanding individuals, but we could go as a team, and that's what brought us through in the end. From behind and to win the match in the way that we did was a really good feeling, and the crowd responded brilliantly. Quite a nice match, yeah, there was about 5,000 came to watch. yesterday. But I think the supporters all enjoyed watching us, especially when we beat Leeds. I think they all enjoyed it.
I think for the backroom staff and obviously the directors and the supporters, it was more and more on the players, but it was quite good to see a nice turnout and playing the old traditional pitch.
Good match. When we were 16-2 down, but I think to come back and beat Leeds when we got the rest of the team on the field, I think we played really well. And really optimistic for this season.
It was a very good last match up tomorrow, yeah. It was very good end-to-end stuff. Really enjoyed it, yeah. And just hope it's a good way forward to Halifax to the league.
It was just a very emotional day, obviously. I mean, it was brought back a lot of memories, especially the old players. I mean, I watched them play a long time since. I mean, I've been coming up here 40-odd years. There's been a lot of hard, physical men out there today, and it's been a very, very good match and a very good end display to the very sad occasion which it is. And I just hope, like my son says, that Halifax now progress into Super League 3 and hopefully win the championship. And all the best to the lads from all the supporters.
It's probably the right thing to do is move into the shape for the old town, a nice new stadium. It'll be a marvellous development once it's finished, and I think it's good for the community.
Welcome to an historical day at Thrum Hall. Last match here, tremendous game of rugby, I think. Thanks to Leeds for playing the match. Leeds are a tremendously big club in rugby league, and we needed a good send-off today. I think we've had a tremendous send-off. I thought it was a good match, and I thought that we were deserved winners at the end of the day. It's a delight to see so many past players, other people who are connected with the club, and it's a very emotional day today to be speaking at the last game at Thrum Hall. But we have to look forward, and we should all move on body down to the game and take with us the atmosphere, the tradition, the playing quality, the professionalism within the club. We should take all that with us, and we should improve it and move on. And if we do that, then I think we'll create a similar club for the children that we've seen running onto the field after the match. And that's what this is all about.
It was quite a fierce match, and I think the whole atmosphere started off being very subdued because of the emotion of it, but then I think the game itself took over, and we were glad to get a win for Halifax. For me, I suppose, it just takes me back to my childhood when we had a very good team then, and I do like the atmosphere that the place just conjures up, and you cannot beat the atmosphere of Thrum Hall when it's full and when Halifax are on a roll.
The atmosphere is the camaraderie of supporters. It's a nice place to come. Hopefully we can get something like that downstairs to build it right, hopefully.
I think probably the atmosphere that the crowd can generate when there's a big match here and the ground's full and the scratching set of things. I think on that atmosphere, I don't think we'll be able to replicate it in the new stadium, although we do have to look ahead.
I know what I won't miss the slope, but the thing I probably miss is the atmosphere, the crowds every weekend and the chanting and yelling, and that's probably the main thing I'll miss, but hopefully when we move to the stage we'll still get the same supporters and the atmosphere will be just as good.
And Halifax players went to their victory and truly deserved victory. I thought their performance today to come back from 16-2 down really did embody the spirit that's been at Halifax for many, many years. Certainly as long as I've been coming to Thrum Hall, I was asked to recall some of my happy memories of Thrum Hall, and I think I've been doing a talking to it. I can't think of any.